Greetings from Train Wizard. I come in peace. I have a lot of vivid and sometimes bizarre dreams when I sleep. The dreams are very diverse and random, mostly fun, mostly related to traveling. But then some of them have been downright terrifying. Some key parts of such dreams that I wrote down have been modified for public storytelling, which includes this video. The people in my dreams are all based on real people I know, so I will be using fake names for them in these stories. Enjoy this Train Wizard Halloween special, which I like to call
What the did I just dream?
There was only one Florida panther left on Earth. It was spotted like a jaguar, but biologically a mountain lion. It was kept at the Philadelphia Zoo. One day it escaped the zoo and roamed around Fairmount Park. Nobody could hunt it or capture it, and anyone who spotted it never lived to tell. One day I was on a date with Cindy, spelled with an S, joyriding around the city by car, and eventually we felt adventurous, fully aware of the panther at large. I parked at Belmont Plateau just after sunset, cracked the windows, turned the car and music off, locked the doors, and Cindy and I admired the sweeping view of the Philadelphia skyline as the city lights turned on, while listening for sounds in the park. Usually motorcycles, dirt bikes, and quads are parked here around this time or are leaving, but on this night nobody was there and it was eerily quiet. About 15 minutes later, Cindy heard rustling in the woods behind us. We couldn't see anything though. It was dark and the car was barely lit by the lone street light on one side of the plateau parking lot and the lights from the city skyscrapers. I rolled the windows up and decided it was time to go. I tried to start the car, but it would not start. After 3 attempts to start the car, the driver and rear passenger doors were making sounds as if being tried by human hands. 2 robbers came out of the dark and tried to carjack me while on a crime spree in Fairmount Park. They had masks on. They failed to get in, but then the person at Cindy's door, the passenger door, beat the window with a metal object in an attempt to shatter the glass. They did not shatter the glass. I started the car, immediately backed out of the parking lot, then turned on the headlights, revealing the satisfying horror of the carjackers who started to chase us, getting mauled to death by an airborne panther which pounced out of nowhere in the darkness. It was actually sitting in the tree in the middle of Belmont Plateau's grassy hillside the whole time we were there, but we never saw it. It pounced on them in one single, unnaturally powerful leap out of the tree. The panther then abandoned their bodies and immediately ran into the dark patch of the woods where the robbers came from, causing the rustling sound we had heard earlier.
Then I woke up.
I went on a 2 a.m. drag race up Interstate 95 from Penn's Landing to Bristol, Pennsylvania with my friend Jasmine in Dodge Challengers. Her car had tinted windows and was painted Vanta black, so dark that not even sunlight at high noon can reflect off of it. We did up to 200 miles an hour in some spots and even outran an Acela Express train that passed by. I enjoyed the thrill so much that I didn't question why an Acela Express train with people in it was running at 2 in the morning. Some parts of I-95's elevated highways have dips in the joints, and I went so fast over one of them that I got airborne for a moment and bounced like I was on the surface of the moon. It felt like a joyride in a game of Midnight Club, but there was no other traffic, literally not a car in the whole stretch while we raced. At Bristol, Jasmine and I tied on arrival, switched cars, then raced to Pier 70 in South Philadelphia. I could see out the tinted windows very well, even at this time of night. I beat Jasmine by 2 minutes. I parked her car in a parking lot and waited, but when she got off the exit, she crashed my car at 200 miles an hour into the wall of a nearby strip club, at which time my car burst into flames, and Jasmine along with 24 strippers ran outside with their hair and outfits on fire.
Then I woke up.
I took a trip alone to Colorado with intent to photograph trains, hike some 14,000-foot peaks, locally known as 14ers, stargaze in some of the darkest skies in the country, and explore Denver, a city built at a mile-high altitude. For some reason, the air everywhere there had the faint scent of rosemary. Not weed, like you probably would have wanted to hear, for the first state to legalize it. No, it was rosemary. It was pleasant. It reminded me of soup one day and pizza another, and I never got tired of it. I lived my best life in Denver and the surrounding region, traveling only by transit, which was extensive enough to take me to a place dark enough to see the Milky Way core with my naked eyes. I took tons of photos, which alas, I could not take with me to the real world to edit and share on social media. Nonetheless, it was a great trip. Unfortunately, I missed my plane back to Philly, so I built myself a teleportation device out of scrapped locomotive and payphone parts. I tested the machine by sticking my camera on a tripod inside. I adjusted the machine using settings and buttons similar to the camera's. After a dim blue glow on the other side of a parking lot, the camera and tripod appeared on the other side. I packed it up and stepped into the machine with my backpack. I adjusted the destination settings and I was able to successfully teleport myself back to Philadelphia. But there was one fatal flaw. I forgot to adjust the settings for altitude. Since Denver is a mile above sea level and the Delaware River in Philly is at sea level, I found myself teleported to a cloud in the sky 1 mile above Center City, Philadelphia. I instantly started free-falling after the dim blue teleportation glow around my body and backpack went away. Too bad I couldn't dream up a parachute in that backpack.
I woke up just a fraction of a second before getting impaled by the spire of One Liberty Place.
In real life, I was staying with family and they had soup cooking in a crock pot overnight, filling the house with the smell of rosemary in the early morning. Thanks for watching or listening. I usually wake up before it gets interesting, so these stories have suspenseful endings. Got an interpretation? Leave it in the comments. Definitely leave a like and share. And if you want to see more content, random as it may be, or if you are a rail fan and like trains, subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell for future videos.